Well, I'll tell you honestly, Tom. I only joined Twitter a month and a half ago, and I'll tell you what, I've had some followers on it. I can actually direct Donald Trump a direct message. He's following me. So is Kellyanne Conway. So is Laura. What's her name? Laura Geller. Laura Ingraham on Fox News. She's following me. I can text her a tweet as well. What's happening is with Twitter is you can now send something out and it goes to, I can send one tweet and 10,000 people have got it within a minute.
That is the beauty of social media. James, hang on the line. Adam's in Westminster. Hi, Adam.
Good evening, Tom.
Hello, mate. What do you make about James's point that this is going to happen if she signs this deal? There's going to be chaos.
Well, I hope James has got a nuclear bunker, because it sounds like we've been escalated from Project Fear to Project Armageddon. What an absolute load of nonsense. What he needs to do is to make himself a cup of tea, sit down and relax. And as they said, interestingly, in that movie, Shaun of the Dead, it'll all blow over in the morning. Nothing to worry about. If you're looking for an excuse to have a riot, go for it. But as far as I'm concerned, again, this is Project Armageddon. It's absolutely ridiculous. No foundation. James needs to get a bit more grown up and mature in his outlook, instead of thinking that all these army boots are going to be running up and down the streets of the UK with their rifles ready to shoot people coming out of Blockbuster video shops and McDonald's stealing hamburgers. What a joke.
James?
Well, I couldn't get his name, but all I'll say to Adam, all I'll say to you,
Adam in Westminster, don't forget either.
Well, I didn't interrupt you, so don't interrupt me. All I can say to you, Adam, is you've completely misrepresented exactly what I just said. I was not advocating violence, and I certainly wasn't advocating that I ended up in violence or I ended up rioting. What I explained, which you clearly did not listen to, what I explained was the level of anger that is out there, right, in our streets. It's probably in your own street.
James, what you're doing is you're not making any sense, mate, because you're articulating that there's a reason for people to get angry because they don't like the way the Brexit has been going. So I haven't misunderstood you in any way, shape or form, sir. So you get your facts straight before you start overloading and telling me what I did or did not say. You need to get more grasp of the Queen's English game.
The problem with you...
Hang on a sec, Adam, hang on. Let James come back on that. You've made your point.
No, the problem with you, Adam, you're clearly a Remain voter, and you doubt you're the elitist sort of person.
Adam, hang on, Adam.
Who wants to talk over people because you think your opinion is better than ours. And let me tell you, Sunshine, it is not. We voted out to leave. We didn't vote for part leave, one for in, one for out. This isn't the okey-dokey. We voted for leave, to get out, full stop and barrel, lock, stock and barrel. And I don't really care what you think about me, but don't come on this programme and start pontificating, thinking that you know about what I'm talking about. You have got the entire exact example of the lording over, holier than thou, Remoaner attitude over Brexiteers. And people like you make me absolutely sick. And people like you, Adam, are the entire reason why people like me voted for Brexit and people like me in America voted for Trump, because exactly as people like you.
Can I retort, James, you clown? I usually go to Zippo Circus to be entertained. Mr. Swarbrick will actually...
James, you've made your point. Hang on a sec, James. You've made your point, sir. You've made your point. Adam, go ahead. You get a chance to respond.
Thank you, sir. I think Mr. Swarbrick will enlighten you, James, as well as to my affiliations with regards to Brexit. Just because you assumed wrongly again, because obviously you're a clown. I actually voted for Brexit, and Tom knows my views on this very well.
Well, you've shouted them on the radio before, Adam. Yeah, I'm aware.
Thank you, Mr. Swarbrick. Thank you. So obviously this guy, you've got a problem with your hearing, James, because you don't understand where I'm coming from. That's why you need to join Zippo's Circus immediately, because your talents are best suited there, because you obviously talk like a clown, behave like a clown, and you're sounding like a clown to the million listeners on LBC radio, because you didn't open the flaps and listen.
Adam, that's a bit rude.
Really? Can I speak now, Tom?
Yep.
Yeah, Really, Adam? Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, for all your listeners nationwide, you've insulted me about 4 times, right? Now, this is the typical characteristics. You're pretending to be a Brexiteer when really you're a Remoaner.
How do you know that?
What you Remoaners do
he says that he
is
votes
all
for
you've
Brexit.
got. Let me finish. I didn't interrupt you. Let me finish. All you people have got is insults against Brexiteers. You cannot win the argument because you have not got one single solitary sole reason, good reason for staying in the EU, and therefore the only thing you do is insult Brexiteers, and that is exactly what you have done, Adam, on national radio. So you, my friend, are the one that needs to be ashamed of yourself, not me.
Well, I'm not your friend, James, first of all, so don't even make that statement. And secondly, as Tom will attest to, I'm actually a Brexiteer, but unlike you, I actually speak sense. I didn't interrupt you when you spoke.
Hang on, James, hang on a sec. Adam, are you lying that you voted for Brexit?
Absolutely not, Mr. Swarbrick. No, I'm absolutely wanting to.
I can even smell your body language from down the phone. You're not a Brexiteer. You're a pretend Brexiteer. You're a liar.
James, you can't know this. You're just making false accusations about
something.
If the
I'm a psychologist, I can tell by
James.
his words. It's
you're a psychologist.
What you don't say.
Well, Mr. Swarbrick, I apologise that you have to put up with this nonsense that I tried coming out of this gentleman's mouth. He clearly doesn't understand my viewpoint. You see, he has to interrupt me again because he hasn't.
James, hang on. Adam, you're going to have to go ahead, but you're going to have to keep it brief.
Yeah, I just reiterate what I've already said. He's better off joining Before Circus because obviously he's got his talents lying there being a clown. As far as I'm concerned, at the end of the day, there'll be no military running around the streets of the UK, whether we have a Brexit or no Brexit, Tom. The reality is it's gone from Project Fear to Project Armageddon, and clowns like James do the Brexiteer process a bad name, and he should get a reality check. Thank you, Mr. Swarbrick.